What is up, you guys? Oh, let me unplug this. What up, what up? So I'm sitting outside the bank. I have an appointment in 15 minutes and I'm waiting to go in. But I wanted to pop on really quickly and share something with you guys. I just am so fucking grateful for self-awareness, and I just wanted to kind of make a note to you guys about why it's so important, and also like why I talk about mindset work and doing all that kind of stuff all the time. Hey Emily, what up, girl? Because dude, without it, like, you will literally repeat patterns for years and not even recognize that you're doing it. And then you'll find yourself standing there going, how did I get here again? How did this happen again? Blah, blah, blah. Like, what do you mean, how the fuck did you get there again? Like, you got there based on the choices that you made. Like, it's not rocket science, right? But like, it's just a beautiful thing when you can have the level of self-awareness and the level of control of your emotions and your mindset, and be able to understand what's happening while it's happening, and choose to act different, choose to react different, choose to get a different result in the moment. Like, it is a brilliant and beautiful gift, and it's something that no one can give you but you. But that comes from learning to control your mindset and understanding yourself just as better than you understand anybody else, quite honestly. And it's really interesting. Like, I notice things like that in my life all the time, and especially like right now, currently, I just recently moved out of state for the first time in my life, right? And I'm living with my boyfriend. I've lived alone for 4 years, and so like, I've dealt with a lot of my own demons, and I understand what they are, and I know their faces, and I know like their habits, and I know, like, I can feel them coming on, right? And so when you're self-aware and you're present and you're able to understand those things, then you can take a deep breath and look around and say, okay, like, I'm not going to allow this to be my reality. I'm not going to allow myself to go down that path again. I don't want this situation to play out like a past situation or whatever. And it's just really beautiful. Like, I am my mother's daughter to a T. What I mean by that is my mom is like superwoman. She does everything. She cooks, she cleans, she does laundry, she works, like, she does everything. The house is clean, food is made, cars are washed, like, everything is handled. And God love her, she didn't ever really take care of herself. And I don't know that she ever felt resentful towards my dad or any of us, but I know that myself, like in the past, when I would put myself in that situation where I was superwoman and handling everything for everyone and not asking for help or expecting other people to step in and help me or do their part or do their share, then I would get resentful of them. And like, that's not fair. You can't get resentful of someone if you're not communicating with them, right? Which is, I've talked to you guys about this a million times, but it's definitely different when you put yourself back in that situation again. You're like, oh shit, like, that is where my mind wants to take me. My natural instinct is to try to take me down this path. And it's really cool, because then I think that the beauty of that is, on the other side of that choice is like your utopia, right? Or your like peaceful place, because you are now, like, you've made these decisions in your head, you've done this mindset work and all this shit, but you weren't placed in that situation again to be able to really see if you're serious about this decision or this like change that you've wanted to make. And so like, when you can recognize that, oh shit, like, this is one of those moments where I get to choose to show up differently, to communicate differently, to act differently, so that my situation doesn't turn out the way that it was before. You know what I mean? Like, other past situations. Like, that's the beauty of it. When you can have that realization and have that presence and have that self-awareness where you can say, okay, like, I'm going to take ownership for some of these repeating patterns that have happened in my past. And now when this new situation presents itself, you have one of two choices, right? You can choose to act the same way that you did in the past, the way that you know brought you the shit that you didn't want, right? Or you can choose to take a different path. You can choose to communicate differently. You can choose to be aware. You can choose to leave the fucking house an hour earlier than your appointment because you need to take a deep breath, right? Like, there's nothing wrong with that. So I just wanted to get on here and say that, because I think it's a huge, huge thing, and that nobody seems to fucking talk about. And I remember the first time I heard Gary Vaynerchuk, I was watching him live, talk about self-awareness. If there was a gift he could give every person, it would be self-awareness. And I remember sitting in that fucking auditorium thinking, what the fuck does that even mean? Because no one had ever discussed it with me. I had never even heard the fucking term 4 years ago, right? And I remember writing it down and deciding I was going to figure out what the hell that meant, because obviously I needed it. And it's the best gift I've ever given myself. So, how do you get there? I'm going to have to do another video and talk more about that. But you got to get really in touch with who you are, what you want, your decisions, and own your own choices, your own reactions, your own interactions, the way that you show up. Like, dude, nobody is responsible for that but you. Nobody can control that but you. So you have to own that and decide, okay, I want a different result. Cool. I'm going to be very aware of how I'm interacting with every single person so that I can get a different result. Because it all comes down to you, and like all day long. And until you like recognize that, you're not going to get a different result. So anyways, I got to run into the bank and get this appointment over with. So I just wanted to drop that with you guys. Thank you guys for popping on and watching. If you like the video, as always, give it a thumbs up. If you feel like other people can benefit from the message, I would love for you to share this. I truly appreciate all of you. Enjoy the rest of your day.